If you are a UX research and design practitioner, then you might appreciate this. If there's one thing and one thing only the UX research and design practice boils down to, it would be making decisions and informed decisions at that. If you are a UX researcher or designer, pat yourself on the back. You are a UX decision maker. In this video, we are going to unpack a model from the information science or knowledge management field and see how you can unpack this model or this paradigm and draw some insights that hopefully when applied you will be able to elevate yourself into a valuable, influential UX decision maker. Now let's start with the basics. Starting with the basics is always good. The basics of UX research and design. So if you are in this field, you're in the business of knowledge. Knowledge is your domain and your primary task revolves around productizing your knowledge in ways that fulfill and respond to the needs and goals of your project, your stakeholders, and your end users or your customers. So you gather data, process information, and step by step, you construct your pool of knowledge surrounding your subject matter. The better, the more developed and more encompassing your knowledge pool is, the better informed decisions you will make. Make no mistake, the knowledge, the ideas, the insight that you know or don't know will dictate ultimately the quality of your choices and decisions. And those choices that you make on a daily basis, they will accumulate. They will ultimately determine your direction. Now, what I just have laid out for you is that the pursuit of knowledge stands right at the epicenter of the UX development process. In my previous video, I talked about the pyramid of knowledge, the DIKW Pyramid, in more depth. So go check it out if you'd like to learn more. But if you'd like maybe a 10-20 second synopsis of what the DIKW Pyramid stands for, it's a concept, it's a model from the science of knowledge, creation or knowledge management, and it sort of delineates the interrelationship between data, information, knowledge, and wisdom, and how meaning can be unlocked into that distribution. So at the base layer of this pyramid, there's data. Data is raw. It's raw signals. It doesn't contain much meaning. So when you collect data and process it to the next level, information, that's when you start to add more context. You enrich it with more context. Now, when you have multiple pieces of information, you elevate your understanding. You apply higher order of thinking skills. You piece together different pieces of information. You connect the dots. You get to the knowledge phase. Now, at the pinnacle of the DIKW pyramid, there's wisdom, and wisdom is really concerned with the how. So how do you, for example, solve a problem? How do you design systems? How do you approach a certain issue or something like that? So it's more focused on addressing the future element of your topic. Now to the meat of this video, 3 lessons, insights, or tips, whatever you want to call them, that you will want to take home as a UX practitioner based on the DIKW framework. If you want your UX research and design pursuits to culminate into smart, well-informed decisions, then be data-driven. You see, the DIKW makes it clear, it shines light that data is the basis of everything. It's a base layer. Without data, you cannot build on top of it. It's like you hypothesizing about things without having the proper data. So data is your foundational layer. So start by feeding yourself with data and the right data. Henceforth, glean, gather, and aggregate your mental database, then proceed. Second, knowledge and wisdom are no intermediary steps. The process of acquiring knowledge is cumulative. Allow your UX design to mature, to incubate, and really evolve through the different phases and steps of the DIKW pyramid. Allow it to go through that maturation process. You can't burn through the learning phases For example, you can't burn through your research and discovery stages and claim that you have attained the pinnacle of knowledge. What might end up happening is that you may end up deluding yourself into thinking that you have your answers figured out and that you are ready to tackle the actual design component, or that you're actually ready to deliver the final artifact of your UX process. So allow it to, go through those steps, allow it to grow, allow it to go through a process where you have discussions with your stakeholders, with your team members, where each of your key teams partake in that, input process, where you consider all their inputs. Otherwise, what may end up happening is you're building in silos, you're building in isolation of the different teams. Remember, the journey is the journey, and you've got to walk the journey. Third, you will not just climb the pyramid of knowledge automatically. You will need to develop the mechanism that will allow you to climb that pyramid. In a humanistic term, this mechanism is your cognition. It will manifest into your ability to, various levels, like your ability to think, imagine, process information, synthesize insights, draw connections, push analyses and insights to their logical conclusion. So my friend, take the time, use your time wisely, learn the skills, learn the tools, learn the methods that you need, reflect on your practice, and adopt best practices in your field or in your overall practice. Now, of course, there's a lot more to this, but what I'm trying to impress upon you is that the data you ingest is only the raw fuel, the gasoline. Yes, you need to augment your purview with data and the right data, but what you also need is to develop your capacity to process, to think, to create, to imagine, to develop, to conceive. What you need is that powerful engine, that powerful motor that converts fuel into energy, heat, movement, and thrusting power. The bigger, the better, and more developed this engine is, the more power and energy and great ideas and insights and products that you'll be able to derive and squeeze. I hope that you found this video insightful. As usual, I ask that you support me with your likes and subscribes. And until the next video, take good care.